Hi, my name is Mohammed. I'm a resident of District 9 and a member of PANA Youth Congress. I am here today along with my fellow youth members to share my thoughts on surveillance technology and why I think the Privacy Advisory Board should move to not expanding smart streetlights. Because if the goal is to increase public safety and stop crime from happening, why spend millions of dollars on a device that will just act as another bystander that is on a cell phone that's recording? We've seen this already. A camera without the ability to feel or understand, how can we trust that these cameras can truly give us a perspective of looking at crime? How can we trust that those who are given the responsibility of watching these crimes, that they will truly understand what is going on? Perspective lies within the eyes of the beholder. So I would like to bring the bigger question to the topic: who is watching who? I think it is important to understand that our lives aren't the writings of an author who is obsessed with the dystopian genre, nor is this some big, large conspiracy theory. This is real life. Ask yourselves, would it be okay if your parents were to document your every move? It wouldn't, right? You'd end up lacking the ability to garner your own independence. So what makes it okay for governments to have this sort of power? Our ability to think and operate freely is what makes us human. When cameras watch us 24/7, it forces us to put on an act. We slowly lose our humanity and we become more like puppets in a show. When we use cameras as a means to watch and quote unquote prevent crime, we do nothing more than cause people to fear. But we shouldn't fear our police officers. We should instead feel nothing but positive emotions towards them. But instead, people like myself will have to worry about if we are making the wrong moves or gestures, if we accidentally sped off a parking lot, or if we look suspicious on the wrong day. My mother worries about me going outside because she believes that my dark skin has left a metaphorical mark on my body, and she believes that every time I step outside the house, there is a chance of me being profiled by police. And this fear has led me to believe that I'm always being hunted as if I am some sort of prey. My mother came here for a better life, and she doesn't even feel like I will have the opportunity to get my own American dream just because of the color of my skin. With smart streetlights, I can only imagine how worse she will feel. But this doesn't have to be the norm. She doesn't have to feel worried about me every time I step outside the house. But that's up to you, not us. I urge the Privacy Advisory Board to recommend to not recommend and reject the proposal from SDPD. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Sumaya and I'm a member of the PANA Youth Congress and a resident of District 9. I'm here today to express my thoughts on the new surveillance technology that is going to be implemented and how it will affect my community. If this technology is put in my community, it would further enforce surveilling and targeting people of color for no reason. The goal for this technology is to enforce more safety, but I feel it will do the complete opposite by targeting innocent people. My community is already targeted and watched enough, and this will make it worse. And I want to tie this into a story my mom told me from her past when she first moved to the U.S. My parents came to the U.S. in 1990 and lived in a small apartment in City Heights near Fairmont Avenue. Their neighbors were white and would always make rude remarks towards them and think that they were dangerous. And around the same time of the 9/11 attacks and the U.S. and Afghanistan war, the neighbors wrote on my parents' door, "Leave or we will kill you." My mom said she was terrified and called the police, but they did nothing. My parents came here for a better life, but they were watched and stereotyped. And another example of my people being surveilled was something recent. About 2 months ago, my little brother was out with his friends at the neighborhood cafe on University Avenue, right next to our PANA office, and someone said they saw him and his friends with a gun when it was a water gun they were playing with. The police was called on them, and they were detained for nothing. The police and the people around me were profiling young black boys. If we're already surveilled by people, imagine with new cameras, and I urge you to reject the proposal for new cameras for our safety. Thank you.
We have Mohammed, who has time seated from Yazra Masjid Agir.
Hi, my name is Iqlaas. I am a PANA Youth Congress and a resident District 9. We're here today as youth to say we don't want these technologies in our neighborhoods. We came together and started a counter-surveillance fellowship. Our art pieces represent our voices against imposed surveillance technology in our communities. These shiny pieces represent us trying to protect our rightful privacy. The big banner is asking the question, who's watching who? We urge the Privacy Advisory Board to reject this proposal. Thank you. And now our chant. Who watches who? Every step we take, every move we make, we don't want to be watched or surveilled. Put the cameras away. Who watches who?
our youth, clean up our streets, give us actual lifestyles, keep us safe, put the cameras away.
Who watches who?
Not what we want to be watched or analyzed, protect us now, put the cameras away.
Who watches who? Thank you.